Pokemon are awesome. They can be really sick and intimidating looking, or they can just be cute little dudes. However, there are some that slip through both of those gaps and they end up just genuinely being pretty awful. So we're going to be covering 10 of the ones that I personally think are pretty awfully designed. Let me know whether you agree or not in the comments, and let me know which Pokemon you don't think are particularly designed well, because I think there's going to be some controversial ones in here. Starting off with an absolute blinder here, Golem. I don't know, I have never really understood the design of this guy. I just think that he goes from a little rock dude with some arms to an even bigger rock dude, which makes sense. But why is he some kind of weird lizard now inside of a boulder? I know that it's fiction, so I shouldn't really care that much about it, but I just think this looks so silly, and it's a bit of a curveball to put into the evolution line. I really don't like it, to be honest, and I think it just looks silly. I've always thought it looks really awkward, so yeah, that's why Golem is the first one on this list today. Next, we have Seaking. Now, Seaking just looks so awkward. It looks like it's staring at you through the glass and it doesn't really know what it's doing here, or it looks like it's going to be watching you, like you wake up of a nighttime and you're going to have just this staring into your soul, right? It just looks so weird and awkward. I don't know how else to explain it. It just doesn't look good, especially coming from Quilladin, which looked somewhat pretty cool. They decided to go for another fish design that just looks so strange. I don't know. I don't really like the colors. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just awkward. It's not for me. Definitely not for me. Moving on, we have Smoochum. Just why? Why did they feel the need to give Jinx a baby Pokemon? It's so unnecessary, and it just looks weird. I don't like the way it's looking at me. I don't like the way that its lips are. I just think this looks awful. I am not a fan. Please get this thing away from me. It seems just like an annoying little toddler that you just want to punt up the football field. On Minecraft, obviously, not in real life. Don't ever do that in real life. Moving on. Now, this one's probably a bit of personal bias, but Pelipper. I do not like this Pokemon whatsoever. I just think it looks silly. I just think that it's I think I've just had bad experiences with this thing. You usually see a water type and you're like, great, grass, alright, grass works, we can use grass here. And then Pelipper is like, nope, that throws a spanner in the wrench, and if you don't have an electric type, it can be really annoying. Along with the fact that it also sets up Drizzle as well. Why the hell did they ever feel the need to give this guy Drizzle as an ability? It was so unnecessary, and I've seen that it gets a lot of competitive play, and I don't know, he just looks really, I don't know, why is his head like so small and he's got like the biggest gulping mouth in the whole world? I get that obviously it's based on a pelican and that's why it's called Pelipper, but I don't know, I don't like this guy. I never have. I just think it's awkward, and no, not for me. Absolutely not for me. Moving on, another Pokemon that I've always hated and I've never really understood, Bulby and Ilamiese. We're just going to put them together because I think they are both awful, and they're just why on earth do they feel the need to have these guys? Like, what is their purpose? Why? It's just like, I don't know. I just don't get the idea behind them. They just evolve into having a different color, and that's basically it. They just change some colors around. The evolutionary line just doesn't really make any sense, and I think is really silly. Along with the fact, once again, they just look strange. I just don't like them. I am not a fan, and I honestly don't want to have to look at them ever again. Moving on, we have Lickilicky. Now, why couldn't we just leave Lickitung back in whatever game it was introduced in and sort of leave it there, because it was already a strange Pokemon? Honestly, I don't understand the reasoning behind why this Pokemon felt necessary to include. I'm confused, because especially for an evolution from Lickitung, its tongue's gotten shorter and it's kind of just doing a tongue sticking out motion. Don't get me wrong, the Lickitung like standing position when he's just like waving his tongue around is creepy, and I feel like I want to file a restraining order against him, but this is just strange. Why would the tongue get shorter as it evolves? Maybe there's some kind of Pokedex explanation for this, but I don't know. It looks almost like it should be the middle stage evolution, not the evolution onwards of past of Lickitung. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like this guy. This one's definitely going to be a controversial one. Embor. I don't get it. He's just a big chunky pig. Don't get me wrong, Tepig is pretty cute, right? I think that guy's chill. I like that dude. He's a little dude, and it feels like you can pick him up. You want to keep him as a little pet, right? That guy's cute as hell, right? This is just just why? I don't really know why they decided to kind of go for another firefighting type, considering at this point I feel like there was already quite a few, and Blaziken clears, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's unnecessary. I don't like it. I don't like how chunky he is. Just a big chunky boy, don't get me wrong. Like, so I don't absolutely despise this one, don't get me wrong, but I just don't really see the appeal behind Emboar. Also, sorry, I'm recording this all in one take. Now that I think about it, I think Emboar might be fire dark type, so if it is fire dark type, then I apologize. No, not for me. It just doesn't look great. It's like a Minecraft piglin, and I don't know, I'm not a fan. Now we have Swoobat. This is just why? I feel like this was the stage when they were trying to phase out some of the original Pokemon. Like, this was trying to be the Zubat replacement. It just looks so weird. Like, why has bro only got one big ear on his head? Don't get me wrong, Woobat beforehand was fine. I thought it was cool. I just don't really know why they thought this was the natural progression onwards. I don't like the big ear on the head. The heart nose is fine, but it's just, I don't know, it just looks really awkward. Once again, it feels like an awkward middle stage Pokemon where it should have another evolution past this point, but it just doesn't. And I feel like if it did have another evolution past this point, it would be more acceptable, because you can kind of see it's just the awkward middle phase. But this is the final form of Woobat, and it's just, it leaves a lot to be desired. It's not exactly cute, it's not exactly fearsome. I feel like it just sits in a bit of an awkward in between for me, and it doesn't rub me the right way. I do not like this one whatsoever. Now this next one is Palpitoad. To be honest, I don't even remember what this thing's called, but this thing has always given me the creeps, especially the pre-evolved version as well. I get it's supposed to be like a tadpole, but it just kind of looks like a, you know, if you've done biology and you understand human anatomy, it looks very, very awkward, except, you know, it looks like one of the little swimmers, if you get what I mean, except he's blue. This is just strange. I don't like this. I don't like the way it looks at me. The evolution past this point I think is pretty cool, but I just don't like this guy. I'm not really sure how else to explain it. I don't like the little dots on his head. It looks like bro's got some kind of fungus infection and needs to go to the doctors and get it checked out. Like I said, it's not exactly cute or fearsome or anything. It's just awkward. I don't like it. I don't like the little toes on its feet and then the weird tail. I keep this thing away from me, honestly. I don't want to have to see this thing ever again. And ending this off on our 10th pick, we are going to be picking probably another controversial one. A Quilladin, I think this thing's called. It's quad something, right? Don't get me wrong. Should I have the names up? Yes. But anyways, this guy just looks so weird. I know I said before that, you know, it'd be more forgivable if it's the middle stage, and obviously past this point it gets put into Chestnut, right, which is sick. I actually really like Chestnut. I think that is sick. That is like very cool and fearsome. But once again, Chespin to begin with is okay. I don't exactly feel either way about it. I think it's okay. It looks a little bit strange with the little hat on it, right, but I think it's fine, right? It's acceptable and I can live with it. This is just, once again, it fits into that sort of category for me where it just looks really awkward. It looks like a little bit like Pinocchio with the nose. I just don't like that. I don't like how the green hat thing before has kind of consumed the body almost. It looks like he's wearing it as like a jumper. It's covering his ears. It really doesn't look good to me, and I think it looks honestly something like that could be in a horror film to me. It looks like something like some kind of nutcracker or something like that. I don't even know if there is any horror films about nutcrackers, but you know what I mean, like those little weird Christmas dudes who are in like the red outfit with like the hat. Like I feel like he just looks like one of those to me, and I just don't like it whatsoever. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, as some might say. So that's going to be all of my picks for 10 of my personal least favorite Pokemon. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure that you will. If one of your favorite Pokemon is in here, all I can say is I'm very sorry, but you know, we have different opinions. But please be sure to let me know in the comments how wrong I am and that I should get a new pair of eyes, because it gives me engagement. Alright, this has been Donny. Hope you're having a good day, evening or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.